Alright, so I'm gonna play some Sonic Forces, and while I do that, I'm gonna talk about the Sonic movie, because that came out, or not, well, you know, the trailer came out, and I made a initial reaction and impressions video this morning about that, and I've watched the trailer again multiple times since, and I got a few things to say about it, so we're gonna play some Sonic Forces, and I'm gonna talk about that movie. Or at least, you know, my impressions of it from the trailer. So let's start with the positives. And then I'll rip it apart. So, I think Sonic looks good in motion, because you can't see his horrifying face. And there are certain shots, like that opening shot where he like looks up and says, "You gotta go fast." He looked good there, but another shot he just really didn't. And like there's another shot where he's like running down like a building and throws a ring. There he looks kind of good, but that's really it. I think other than that, he does not look good at all. Funny how I said to start with positives. I think he looks good in motion. There you go. There's a positive. And certain shots he looks good. That's one positive. I think Jim Carrey as Eggman is really good, actually. I was kind of nervous about that, but he's really hamming it up. He's doing really good with it. I like that, and especially at the end of the trailer, when you know he actually looks like Eggman. He looks really good there. That looked really good. So I like that. And then, what's another positive? I'm really struggling here. I like the relationship that Sonic and Eggman have, from what I've seen so far. Like, there's one scene where Sonic is like, is that all you got? And Eggman's like, well, no, thank you for asking. And I'm like, that's so perfectly them, you know? Like, that's so like perfectly captures their relationship, so... And even, like, there's a later scene where Sonic, is like, oh, is that all you got? And I just want to see which avatar I was using. Where Sonic's like, oh, is that, no, sorry. Where Sonic's like, you know, oh, I took, like, whatever, I forgot how many. He was like, 9,000 steps today. That's, you know, that feels like Sonic to me. So, yeah. Negatives. Oh god, like I said, it looks harmless, but that doesn't mean it looks good. It looks very generic. The plot is incredibly generic. It's the same fucking shit we've seen a million times before, where the cop finds the creature, and then they team up, and then whatever, and you have that classic scene that's in every fucking movie like this, where they meet for the first time, and it's always the two of them screaming, and like, goddamn. So there's that. It's just really generic, really just not entertaining, and it's just corporate Hollywood bullshit. That's really what it is. It's corporate Hollywood bullshit. You could tell. Not a single ounce of heart and soul went into making this. They just took a popular IP like Sonic and wanted to make a quick buck. And that's what this movie is. And you cannot tell me it's anything other than it. And they've done this a million fucking times before. They cash in on a popular franchise to make a quick buck, and it fucking sucks because of it. It's happened a million times before. This time is no different. James Marsden. He's a fine actor. He's alright. I don't really have a problem. I liked him as Cyclops in the X-Men movies. So I think he's a good actor, but, like, specifically in this movie, remember Hop? That, like, Easter Bunny movie that also had James Marsden and a CGI rodent. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. And I don't like that I have to be reminded of Hop when I see a Sonic movie. So yeah, that's what it's probably because, you know, James Marsden is in it, and he was in Hop too. But like, it reminds me of that, and so yeah. Also, like, do they not understand how Sonic's rings work? The rings, you know, in the games, they're just like a collectible item that it counts as your health, you know? But they could have made it like energy, like the old Sonic cartoons, you know, where rings are like his energy and shit. But here, instead, they give his rings like Doctor Strange portal powers. And I don't understand why they did that. It's something just seemed very weird to me. I gotta play as Classic Sonic. Not that I don't like Classic Sonic, I just don't like Classic Sonic in this fucking game because he controls like ass. Anyway, but yeah, I just thought that was something that was really fucking weird. How like his rings are like Doctor Strange portals, and I'm like, why that? Also, there were 3 movie posters that came out, one of which Sonic looks really bad in, but the other 2, he looks really freaking good. And I'm like, why does he look better in the movie posters than the actual fucking movie? Like, what went wrong here? I don't understand why he looks good in the posters but not in the movie. Oh, by the way, that one poster where he looks bad, at least he's wearing socks, which he's not in anything else, so props to that. But I don't know, man. The more I look at it, the more things I find wrong with it, and just it doesn't look good. It looks like a fucking mess. It looks interesting, you know, like I'll see it. Let's be honest, I'll see it because it's a fucking Sonic movie. But it looks interesting. There are certain shots where like Sonic's like in the desert and shit, like running from like robots. I'd like to see more of the plot because there's clearly a lot going on here with like Sonic's rings and stuff that I'd like to see a bit more of. And like, you know, the plot seems very generic, but like there's a lot of shots that like, okay, what could lead to this point? So we'll see that. Oh fuck. So we'll see what goes on there. But I don't know, man. I think it looks pretty mediocre. I'm still gonna see it, obviously, but like, you know, if I had to choose out of my own free will to go see a live-action CG hybrid video game movie, I'm gonna see fucking Detective Pikachu, like, without question. At least that movie looks good. You know, Detective Pikachu looks like a good movie. I can't say that for Sonic. I think it looks painfully average from a story standpoint. And from a Sonic movie standpoint, just nowhere near as good as it could be. But also nowhere near as bad as it could be. Like, I went into this trailer expecting the absolute worst. Like, I was expecting Sonic to make oh, I forgot I had to... Like, I was expecting Sonic to make pop culture references and quote memes. And he didn't do that, which made me happy. So it could have been much, much worse. But it's still not good. I think it's going to be a painfully average, mediocre movie that we're all going to forget about in a month. And that's really it. I don't think it's anything more than that. And, yeah, I just don't think it's... I have so many conflicted feelings, because there are parts that I like, parts that I really don't. But overall, it's just kind of a mess. At least from what we've seen so far. Like, I don't know, maybe they'll explain more on the story in future trailers and it'll look way better. But as of right now, it looks so fucking generic. Where good guy cop teams up with mysterious alien creature, and they go on a buddy cop road trip thing while the government's chasing them down. We've seen it a million times. It's corporate Hollywood bullshit. I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised they put no fucking thought into this, ever. I mean, whatsoever. Like, it really just absolutely does not surprise me in the slight. I want those rings, what the fuck? It does not surprise me in the slightest that they put no thought into this movie whatsoever. No heart, no anything, and they just wanted to make a quick buck off of a popular franchise. That's all this movie is. And I honestly think it was done on purpose. I honestly think that they made this movie like this because they just wanted to make a quick buck. And they didn't care at all about the people who wanted to see it. You know, the people who would actually be excited for a Sonic movie. So it doesn't look good by any means, but it could have been much, much worse. That's basically the overall general consensus that I have for this movie. I don't think it looks good, but it's not completely horrendous, which is what I was expecting. I was really expecting just the lowest of the low, just absolute shit, and it doesn't seem like that. At least from the first trailer. It might get worse. Or it might get better. I'm trying to think positive here, because there isn't a lot of positive thinking in the Sonic community, so... and it's kind of... and it's really hard. And this is something that I say all the time. It is so difficult to be a Sonic fan in the 21st century. Like, it is near impossible to unironically like Sonic in 2019. But I do. I love Sonic. And look, I'm playing Sonic Forces, a game that most people don't like. I fucking love this game. It's not the best Sonic game, but it's not bad. People say this game is bad. What are you talking about? This game is bad. This game is really fun. It's not great. It's no colors or generations, but it's good. Yeah, it holds your hand a little bit, but, like, who fucking cares? It's fun. So I like to think positive when it comes to Sonic, because if I don't, who will, you know? But yeah, it's difficult being a Sonic fan in the 21st century, especially when you have shit like this movie, just ruining all respect for the Blue Blur that anyone has ever had, what little there is left. So, that's my thoughts. That's how I feel. And, like, I'm sure that, like, when I see more of the movie, my view might get better. I might warm up to it, because, I'll be honest, like, I think Detective Pikachu looks like a really good movie. I think it looks fantastic. However, when the first trailer came out, I thought it looked terrible. I thought it looked like absolute garbage. But I really warmed up to it over time, and I'm like, okay, the Pokemon designs really grew on me. Like, I didn't like them at first at all, but I think they really grew on me over time, and, you know, I hope the same thing happens with the Sonic movie. Sonic's design, however, unlike the Pokemon, unlike Detective Pikachu, Sonic's design will not grow on me. I will forever despise that fucking design. But Detective Pikachu grew on me, and I'm really excited for that movie now. And I hope that the same thing happens to Sonic. I hope that that movie grows on me too, and that I become excited for that movie. I doubt it. But, you know, it's a nice thought. You know? So yeah, it's mostly how it is. I don't know. I mean, there's so much I would have wanted out of a Sonic movie. You know, it's obvious. There's so much I would have wanted out of a Sonic movie, and I think that you know, if done well, a Sonic movie would be really good. But in order for that to happen, it's got to have a good, coherent story. It's got to have, you know, like, not completely generic writing. And, you know, maybe make it, you know, an animated fucking movie instead of live-action CG. Just make it an animated movie with designs that, you know, look like the characters. You know, it's weird to me that Sonic looks more like Sonic in Wreck-It Ralph, a movie that does not center around Sonic, and he looks better there than in his actual fucking movie. So, yeah, that's oh boy. I mean, just good God, how do you miss the mark that much? Like, did they even look at Sonic before doing this? Did they just think, Blue Hedgehog, anthropomorphic Blue Hedgehog, there you go, there he is. That's Sonic. Did they even, like, look at the character design? I mean, Jesus Christ, man, just fucking give me a break. I really just don't understand the thought process. And, other than they didn't care and wanted to make a quick buck. That's my theory. That Hollywood just didn't fucking care and just wanted to make a quick buck off the popular franchise because they've done it a million fucking times before. You know, and I'm glad Detective Pikachu is looking to not be like that. That actually looks like a decently made movie. Maybe Detective Pikachu will finally be a good video game movie, because those don't exist. Well, alright, the first Mortal Kombat was pretty good. I'll defend that. It's not a great movie, but it's not terrible. But, like, I don't know, man. In the world of video game movies, there are so few good ones that, like, I was really hoping Sonic would be a good one, but, like, nah. From what we've seen, and from what we know, not feeling it at all. So maybe Detective Pikachu will be the good one. I don't know. Just I really don't get it, man. I really don't get it. Like, this movie feels like it was made in, like, the 90s. And I don't mean that in, like, a good, like, nostalgic way. I mean that in, like, the way that, like, cheap cash-in movies of the 90s were. You know? And, like, or even worse, like, early 2000s cash-in movies. This just doesn't feel like a movie made in 2019. You know what I mean? Like, it's just... getting depressed just thinking about it, but, like, it really just isn't... oh, fuck. It really just isn't, what it could have been. You know, you think about a Sonic movie and you're like, wow, what, like, infinite possibilities. You know, no pun intended, because I'm playing Sonic Forces Infinite, but you know what I mean. Like, there's so much you could do with a Sonic movie, but, like, they chose just a super generic, bland buddy cop plot that's been overkilled and done a million fucking times. And, like, this is why, you know, I'm losing faith in Hollywood and shit, because, like, keep doing the same thing over and over. Like, for example, I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you know, and with the exception of a few movies, but for the most part, I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I just saw Avengers Endgame, and I thought it was fantastic. But I said to myself, that's it. Avengers Endgame is the endgame. I don't care about any movies after this. I'm done, because you can't... where can you go from here, aside from repeating the same thing? And yeah, Spider-Man Far From Home looks good, but, like, in all honesty, I'm really only going to see that because Mysterio's in it, and I like Mysterio. Also, I mean, you really can't go wrong with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but It's just that after Endgame, I feel like everything they do will just be the same generic stuff that they did for the past 24 movies. Or 22 movies, right? And I feel like that's kind of how Hollywood is getting lately, you know? They're so generic, and it's like, you know, when you've been making movies for as long as we've been making movies, eventually you're gonna run out of ideas. And, you know, like... Oh, God. Jesus. But, like, when was the last time you saw, like, a really, like, original movie, you know? Like, original idea. It's not based on a book or a video game or, you know, a remake of another movie. It's not based on anything. It's a completely original idea, and it's good. When was the last time that happened? You know? Like, I just... This has become less of let's talk about the Sonic movie and let's talk about the decline of Hollywood. But you get what I'm trying to say here. Like, movies nowadays have become... I mean, in all honesty, not special. Like, a lot of movies nowadays are just not special anymore. They're just, like, a lot of them are, like... Of course, I'm not saying that movies aren't good anymore. I'm like, yeah, of course, you're gonna find some good movies here and there. But, like... there's nothing unique and original. And because of that, a lot of things lose charm. You know? Like, for example, when I went to go see Endgame, I saw a trailer for a new Men in Black movie, and I'm like, do we really need another Men in Black movie? I thought 3 was pretty good, and it should have been... I mean, it doesn't even have Will Smith or Tommy Lee Jones in it. So, like, why make another Men in Black movie other than just for the sake of making a Men in Black movie? You know, to make a popular franchise, make a quick buck off a popular franchise. You know? And, like, even with Detective Pikachu, like I said, Detective Pikachu looks good, I'm excited for it, but at the same time, it's not an original idea, you know? It's literally based on the game. It's not even based on Pokemon in general, it's based on specifically Detective Pikachu, the video game. It's literally just based on that. I don't know if the plot is the same, because I've never actually played Detective Pikachu, because I didn't really have any interest to. But, like, you know, it's not an original idea, and like, even like with like, you know, with the Sonic movie being, you know, just Sonic movie, you know, it's cashing in on that, and like a bunch of other movies too, like Joker. I love Joker. I am a huge Joker fan, and I think that movie looks. I mean, I've always been against a Joker origin story from the start. I've never liked the idea of a Joker origin story, and the fact that Joker's first solo movie is a Joker origin story. I'm not for that. But, like, I just want something new, something unique, something original, something that isn't just a blatant cash grab. And, like, whether or not the blatant cash grab is good, it's still just a blatant cash grab. Whether or not the movie is good or bad, if a blatant cash grab is a blatant cash grab, the end. And that's honestly, overall, what the Sonic movie feels like to me. It feels like a blatant cash grab. And that's honestly what I was really hoping it wouldn't be. But let's be real. What did I expect? It's a Sonic the Hedgehog movie in 2019. Because God forbid Sonic fans get anything good nowadays. At least Team Sonic Racing looks fun. Like, that I've really warmed up to that game. I thought it looked slow as shit when they first showed it off, but it looks a lot better now, and I'm really warmed up to it. I still think some of the teams are stupid. Like, why is Vector with Blaze and Silver and not, you know, the rest of the Chaotix? You already have a team of 3. Why Why put him with other... whatever. But it still looks fun. I'm excited for that game. It's coming out next month. So yeah, it should be good. But, yeah, this Sonic movie is, it's, I mean, I'm honestly just... The only reason why this live stream is still going because I still want to play this game. But, like, what more can I say? You know, it's generic, it's bland, it's not very funny. I think certain things are okay. Like, I think Sonic's humor is, like, okay for the most part, where, like, he's like, oh, I took 9,000 steps today. I think that's good Sonic humor, but, like... and I missed this the first time I watched the trailer because I was too busy cringing at how bad Sonic's design was. But then I found something else to cringe about. Meow? Whoever wrote that line should be fucking fired. That is a terrible line. It's not even a line. Sonic's just like, meow? Ha ha ha, get it? Because he's an animal. That was, like, really fucking unfunny. Like, even by unfunny cash grab movie line standards, that was really unfunny. Like, that was, like, painful. Ugh. You know, I like Sonic as a character. I really do. But, if it was any other version of Sonic, I wouldn't like it. But because it was movie Sonic, I adored seeing him get fucking tranquilized. Because... oh, man. I hoped it would be, you know, a real bullet instead of a tranquilizer dart, but... can't have everything, I guess. But, like, I just really... the more I think about that meow line, the more I'm angry. That's such a fucking terrible line. And then, like, the scene at the end where it's like, do you have your child in that bag? And it's like, well, no. Well, yes, but it's not my child, it's a child. And I'm like, you're a police officer. Can you really be that stupid as to blatantly say that you have a child held captive in a bag? Are you that... my battery died. At least the game was kind enough to pause for me. Like, plug in my thing to charge. But, like, come on, man, you're a fucking police officer. Do you honestly, like, think to yourself, maybe I shouldn't be saying these things? I have a child in the bag. It's not my child, though. And then it's like... and then Sonic throws in a line about how it smells like sandwiches, and I'm like, why? Why do you need this? It's not entertaining. It's not funny. But hey, after that we get the best part of the trailer, because it's the part where we get to see, you know, Jim Carrey as full-on Eggman, and he looks really good. So there's that. So there's a positive for you. But yeah, I really just... it's not my worst fears come true, thank God, but it's not good at all. But like I said, I was expecting it to be way worse. I was expecting, you know, like, I honestly, like, was expecting Sonic to be like, yo, what's up, fam? It's lit. Like, that's what I was expecting. Like, I'm not even joking. That's what I was expecting from this movie. But hey, the movie's not out yet. It can still do that. And there's plenty of time for it to fucking do that shit, so...
it wouldn't be a challenge to crush you here, anyway. I'll round up the entire resistance sooner or later. Just you wait.
So, yeah, this car alarm has been going on and off. I don't know if you can hear it. That car alarm has been going off, on and off, for the past 3 days. And it's driving me fucking crazy. Like, what if it goes off, like, while I'm sleeping? Like, for fuck's sake, man. Turn your fucking car alarm off. But yeah, I mean, I really just don't expect anything more from this. I really, like, I don't expect it to wow me at any point. Like, Detective Pikachu wowed me. Like, with, at first I was like, eh. But then they showed off Mewtwo, and I was like, sold. It really wowed. That second trailer fucking wowed me. Maybe the same thing will happen with Sonic, but I highly doubt it. But hey, you know what? The best thing I can say about the movie is that at least Sonic's the only animal character in it, so we don't get to see how they could completely abominations and bastardize Tails and Knuckles, or any other Sonic character, you know? So, there's that. Thank God for that. Unless they have the gall to do like a post-credits sequel bait where they show off Tails or Knuckles. Which, it's Hollywood, they'll fucking do it. But yeah, I've pretty much run out of things to say. That's my thoughts on the Sonic movie. I think it looks not like absolute shit, but nothing great either. Could have been much worse, but it's still bad. And I don't know. I honestly think that like the movie itself looks harmless, but not good. So whatever. Alright, so thanks for watching me play like almost half of Sonic Forces, because it's not very long. Yep, so that's it. I just want to talk about the Sonic movie while playing a Sonic game, because why not? And yeah, that's it. I don't think the Sonic movie looks great, but I honestly wasn't expecting it to be. So I'm not too disappointed, you know, because I wasn't expecting anything good, so there you go. That's that. So, I'm gonna stop thinking about this movie now, and I'm going to, watch the second trailer for Detective Pikachu again, and be excited for that. So, bye.